What's up everybody, I'm Josh Elkin and today I'm making s'mores pasta. I'm making a chocolate pasta sauce. I'm making chocolate noodles. Then I'm topping it with crushed graham crackers and marshmallows. Let's get on with the recipe.
Like most pasta recipes, this pasta dish starts with a little bit of flour. Unlike most pasta recipes, this also starts with some cocoa powder. Combine the two in the bowl of a stand mixer, add a little bit of salt, and then we get on with the eggs. While the cocoa powder, salt, and all-purpose flour is mixing in this bowl, I'm going to whisk up a couple eggs. Combine the eggs with a little bit of olive oil and then whisk it all together. I'm then going to add it to this bowl of what looks to be cake powder, but it's not. It's just flour and cocoa powder. A little bit of salt. If you've made pasta from scratch before, then this is exactly the same thing. Once the dough comes together, you want to turn it out on a flat surface. Once the dough pulls together and it's smooth, you want to wrap it in some plastic wrap and put it in the fridge to rest. You need those gluten strands to just chill and relax. Now on to the chocolate sauce. And I'm not just melting chocolate, we're making a chocolate ganache with a little bit more oomph added to it. That oomph, it comes via some freeze-dried coffee. So in this double boiler move that I got going on here, I have a little bit of chocolate, some heavy cream. I'm gonna use the double boiler to melt the chocolate and mix it together with the heavy cream until we get a luxurious looking sauce. Now, if you don't like coffee, but you still want to make this recipe, it's cool. You're not going to really taste any coffee. The reason I'm adding the coffee is to add a little bit of bitterness to what is otherwise super sweet. Now that I got that super awesome chocolate sauce put away, we're going to get back to the pasta. It's been resting, it's been chilled. I'm gonna cut it into quarters and then roll it out and use my pasta roller to flatten it to a nice pasta-like consistency. Now, if you've never made pasta before, here's a little trick. You wanna laminate the pasta. That means folding it over a few times to make it stronger. That way, when you flatten it out again, the noodles won't break apart in the water. Now, because this isn't a traditional pasta recipe, I'm using a little bit of cornstarch added to the flat noodle so that it runs through the machine without sticking. I think it has something to do with the cocoa powder. Either way, this is a good trick to make sure that when you're making fresh pasta, it doesn't stick together or even stick to the flat surface. All right, at this point, I've run my pasta dough through the pasta machine a few times. I've reached the consistency and thickness that I desired. I'm gonna switch this out and bring in the actual noodle cutter. Now, if you don't have a noodle cutter, you could fold over the pasta and cut it by hand, and that is totally cool. Sure, the noodles might not be as uniform, but you're still gonna arrive at the same experience. It's an experience we all know. It's boiling noodles. Now, the key thing to boiling noodles that some people often forget is once it's done, save some of that pasta water. To a frying pan, I'm going to add a little bit of butter and melt it until it starts to foam. Grab a healthy amount of these chocolate noodles and saute them in the butter. Now, if it gets a little bit thick, it gets a little bit sticky, that's where you want to introduce some of the pasta water to help thin it out and create a sauce. Speaking of sauce, here's where you add some of that chocolate ganache.
Whoa, here it is in all its delicious and super sweet dessert glory. Chocolate noodles made from scratch like you would regular noodles, plus cocoa powder. A chocolate ganache, which is very different than a regular chocolate sauce, mostly because I added some coffee to it, which brings down the sweetness and increases the deliciousness. And then I top the entire thing in crushed graham crackers and mini marshmallows, effectively creating a s'mores pasta. Oh yeah, this is going into my face hole. Oh, you want to make your own s'more pasta? No problem. Check out the link in the description down below or hit up recipechampions.com where I publish a recipe every single week. I'm eating dessert before dinner and I'm not even mad about it. Bye.